We We're here with my guy Rashidi Locario from RKT Appraisals in the building.
Yep.
What's going on?
Another day of dollar.
So today's topic, people, we talking about having children versus not having children. So we talking about that in the sense of like, having money and shit, because kids is expensive as shit, right? I assume, because what's your thoughts on that?
So I like the way you came with that one, Mr. Locario, because actually that's the opposite of it. Is because at the end of the day, you got to invest a certain way, because a lot of times people forget kids are investments.
Right.
You think about it, you spend on your kid, and this is they don't even go to college, about $250,000 on a kid by the time they turn 18, $250,000.
Right.
So you invest in your kid. Now they are expensive. It's an expensive investment.
Right.
But let's be honest, once you start creeping up in there to that 50, 60, 70, 80 years old, that investment, you get your return back.
Right.
That's where your kids take care of you. Now, don't get me wrong, you may get the kids that throw you in a nursing home, but it's still a form of taking care of you. So the point of what I was trying to bring out was that if you don't have kids, that's fine, but that means you have to invest your money for real, because guess what? If you're not the best uncle, you know what? If you don't have no kids when you get older and you don't got the money to take care of yourself, you're putting your life in other people's hands. And that's just some real talk, man. Because at the end of the day, if you think about it logically, if you don't got no kids and you don't have the proper funds to retire the proper way or whatever the case is, what's gonna happen to you? I mean, I don't know if you guys ever seen that movie, I Care a Lot. You know what I mean? Where
that's what yeah.
Exactly. You know what I mean? So that's the point where it's just like, the message is that you got to understand what type of investment you have in your life. If you got kids, that's one investment. If you don't have kids, you better be investing your money a certain way, at least to prepare you when you can't work a whole bunch of 50, 60, 70, 80 hours or run a business when you're 67 years old. You got to have that money sitting there so you don't end up in a nursing home or something crazy.
Right. Man. So the thing is, what do you think? So like, let's say a person doesn't have kids, right? I should say this. Should a person bother having kids if they know they ain't got the fucking money to do it? You know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of people that just kind of like they do it, or they say there's no like right time to do it. So what's your thoughts on that shit?
I mean, I'm not gonna lie to you, man. That's a tough one. In my opinion, you definitely don't want to be having kids if you can't afford them.
Right.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, of course, with that said, we got the other side of it where life is about procreating, and you know what I mean, you never want to take a life and all that type of jazz. But at the end of the day, though, you know what I mean? My thing is, after 1 or 2 kids, you probably should stop if you can't afford them, because kids are expensive. Right. And like I said, they are an investment. So the reality of the situation is, what happens is, to your point, Mr. Locario, if you have a lot of kids and sometimes you can't invest them in a certain way, you don't get as much back as an investment naturally, because you couldn't invest in all of those products sufficiently. And not to look at kids as a product, but that's just part of the reality of the situation, because no matter how you slice it, everything kind of revolves around money to a certain extent.
Right. That's crazy, because the thing is, like I always like, part of what made me not want to have kids was seeing all the kids that my dad had, the people in my family, and I was just like, nah, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's too much.
Yo, facts, bro.
You know what I'm saying? And nobody's rich. So I figured if you got kids, you can't be rich. But even though I know that's not true, but I'm just saying, I haven't seen any examples of like, people in my family, not even rich, but like prospering when they have kids. It's always a struggle. So in my mind, kids always meant struggle in my mind. You know what I'm saying? That's the part that kind of like sucks. But how do you get to the point though where you can have your kids and have them sort of help you out? Because I remember one of my uncles once said, he's like, yeah, you need to have kids so they can work for you. You know what I'm saying? He's like, that's the point. So they could be your slaves. That's basically what he said. So what is it a parent could do though? Because I know you have a son or whatever. So what can a parent do to actually benefit later on in life with the kids they have versus just having kids and they ain't about shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, what do you think like a parent could do? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, I use myself, man. Like at the end of the day, I invest in my son. You know what I mean? With life insurance policies, he has his little business. You know what I mean? I invest in him, and he knows I'm investing in him. And on top of him knowing I'm investing in him, I have real conversations with him. Like, this is a business. When I get old, you're not putting me in a nursing home, and I'm taking care of you. So I'm walking them through the business aspect of everything and having real conversations. So for me, like, it's just with parents, it's just your kids are your investment. So what you invest in, you're gonna get out. You know what I mean?
Hopefully,
and that other product is gonna see that. Which, I mean, not to call my son a product, but you know what I mean. He's gonna see that I invested in him. I believe in him. I'm putting money in him. So therefore, naturally, he's going to want to take care of me because I took care of him. You know what I mean? Anything you take care of, you get the results. If you take care of a car or X, Y, Z, you know that's what's gonna help out.
Nigga, you hope.
You are correct. There is a chance it can backfire and he could throw me in a nursing home.
Yes.
You know what I mean? But that's why I'm going to set up that will. If you put me in a nursing home, you're not getting nothing.
You luck. Well, yeah, if you lucky. If you lucky, he'll put you in a fucking nursing home, bruh. Like, let me tell you something, man. Look, I don't have kids, but I know that humans are humans. Humans are fucking humans.
Right.
And it like I've seen situations where, you know, kids fuck around. Shit, right now my sister ain't talking to my dad. Like right now, like they at odds with each other type shit. You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
So, you know, I don't look. Family is just strangers with your blood. You understand what I'm saying? That's how I look at it, man. And look, and I'm not casting any dispersions on what you got set up with your son, Rashid. You understand? But what I'm saying is we got to be realistic about all this shit. So, you know, educate your son as much as possible. Let him know what it is, but you got to set yourself up for things to work in a certain fucking way, man. You understand what I'm saying? You know, those insurance policies that you got out on him, you know, if you funding it, make sure you use it to the best of your abilities to make sure you're shored up for that time when you retire, and you need to make sure you know your shit is secure. You understand? And you know, and that's the same thing, like, because you know, kids gonna do what they're gonna do. You know what I'm saying? They're going, because remember, kids have to leave the nest and start their own families. So most of what they end up, most of their efforts is going to be put towards their own family.
Right.
Not necessarily to you. And by all means, you understand? However, you know, that's why you got to, you know, do what you got to do. Get your paperwork in order. Take out those life insurance policies on your child. Overfund the shit out of it. You know what I'm saying? And make sure that there is a benefit to you in the end, because you never fucking know. You understand? You never know. You know, you never know what might befall your child. You might have to end up helping them the rest of the way. You know what I'm saying? Who knows? You understand? You know, so kids is good, kids is bad. It's, you know, a lot of people call it a blessing and a curse, right? Because it's a heavy responsibility, you know, and a lot of good can come from it. But, you know, life throw you curveballs all the time, where a kid could end up being a liability at no fault of the child. You know, so I mean, shit. You know, you got people out there that, you know, they have children, and because of, you know, health complication, the child turns into a fucking liability. You know what I'm saying? The child has some type of fucking rare blood disease, you know, and the family got to spend fucking $60,000 for operations, and, you know, putting the fucking family in bankruptcy because the child is born with some fucked up disease. And it's like, man, did I really have to have this nigga? You know what I'm saying? Like, did I? Look, you know, shout out to any families that might be dealing with that, but it's a real thing. You know what I'm saying? You know, I've seen it in these fucking, you know, these family hospital shows. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, The Good Doctor and Mr. House and, you know, what's that other one? Grey's Anatomy and all this type of shit. Like, you have a kid, they born with some type of syndrome, Down syndrome, or some type of, you know, blood fucking cancer, and it's crazy. It's crazy. So, you know, what's my point? I don't know. I really don't know. It's a gift and a curse, man. It's a gift and a curse. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, have kids at your own fucking peril.
Wow, stupid. You know, it's funny because, like, you know, It's interesting, man, because it's like, and I always feel like this. I feel like it's like anything else, like because we talk about business a lot, right? So I feel like even having kids, just like how some people need to know and have a certain self-awareness to recognize whether or not they're fit to run a business or whatever. I think people got to recognize when they're fit to be parents.
Yes, facts.
Because it's people like, I know myself, I am not fit to be a parent at all. You understand what I'm saying? I'm super selfish. Like I don't even like being a fucking husband or boyfriend sometimes. So how the fuck I'm gonna be a parent? You understand what I'm saying? Like I would have to be a parent. You understand? Like that's the difference between being with like having a girlfriend or wife, whatever. Like I don't gotta be there, but you can't say to a kid, yo. You can, but it ain't the same. You understand what I'm saying?
Right, it ain't the same.
You can't break up with your kid. You understand? Right. So it's just like, yo. So you got to make sure that you really built for it, because it's something that like, and I think some people they just get into they get into it, they get used to it, or they sort of fall into it and they become a good parent, or they because of circumstances. But I feel like some people aren't fit to do it, and then it causes them to have fucked up situations with their kids, which causes the kids to be fucked up,
right?
Which causes the kids to be like, the assholes we have in society because their parents didn't love them. But Rashidi, you're the only one on the panel who has a kid. So I would say, what are the pros and cons though?
Yeah.
Because, like as far as like having kids and shit, you know what I'm saying? For those who
I mean, off top, I mean, the pros is, of course, is your offspring. So, you get to see a mini version of yourself.
Right.
And you get to mold them into, for the most part, into who you want to be, and a lot of people live through their kids, which is not a great thing necessarily, you know what I mean? Right. But you get to correct some of your wrongs to pass on to the generation. Right. I mean, the cons is, let's be honest, they're expensive. Kids are expensive, and they're stressful. It's like a Sour Patch Kid, it's like sweet, sour. Like that's the best way. Right. You know what I mean? Like it's like, you doing good in school, man. Get that A. Then it's like, man, like, you know what I mean? Like I just bought you sneakers 4 months ago. Now I gotta get you a new pair of sneakers. Like, damn, it costs some money. You know what I mean? So it's just like, it's a yin and a yang, man. It's a lot of pros, of course. At the end of the day, you know what I mean? If my kid outlives me, you know what I mean? Hopefully he'll take care of me. But the point is, I get to watch him grow and hopefully see him become a productive member of society, things of that nature. But on the flip side, like Miles said, things can happen. I mean, your kid could be a serial killer. You know what I mean? Your kid, like you said, can become a liability. That's very true. Like, you know what I mean? And they are a liability technically right now. That's the real truth of it. Right. To your guys' point, they are actually a liability right now. When I said it costs $250,000 to raise a kid before they're 18, and that's if they don't go to college, that's not by choice. So that means that you're paying that money no matter what, not because you have it, but because that's just what it costs. Whether it's
going to
working 80 hours
or not, yeah,
exactly. Whether you're working 80 hours, whether you're getting some help with the system, whatever it is, it's costing $250 no matter what you do. Right. You know what I mean? So they are actual liability in terms from a financial standpoint. So that's why it is a gift and a curse. You know what I mean? It's a gift of life, and it's cursed because it costs to run that life. So
that's what's up. Shout out to Monogamous Player in the building. He said, "What up, guys? Shout out to RKT."
Oh yeah, Monogamous Player, yeah, man.
He hooked me up financially over the week. That's what's up. You know what I'm saying?
See, Monogamous Player got his IUL life insurance policy. Shout out to the nigga,
yeah, man.
See,
man.
Monogamous Player did. Monogamous Player is a black life that now matters. You understand what I'm saying?
Nah, real talk. Me and Katie had a real deep talk with him and everything like that, man, and like set him up, and he's good to go, man. He's gonna take off, man. Like you showed him the real numbers on how we can make money. So real shout out to him though.
Mm-hmm. So see, this is why you guys got to go to rktappraisals.com. Number is 973-420-5028. Make sure you guys contact Rashidi, contact Kaleem, so that you guys can get your shit popping. You feel what I'm saying?
That's fire, man. That's fire. I'm glad, man. I'm super glad because that's one of the things. That's one reason. That's one reason why I wish I had a kid, so I could get a life insurance policy out on a kid. You understand what I'm saying? But I'm working on my nephew right now, so we'll see what happens. You feel me? Trying to see what get my sister to give me permission so I can do what I got to do. You know what I mean? But man, but kids, and I've been in a situation where I was like this. I was like the stepdad. Like I never married their moms, but I was the stepdad to 3 kids, to 3 fucking kids, bro. And all of the benefits are emotional. Like in my opinion, all of the benefits are emotional, where it's like, you get that proud feeling when you teach them something, and when you show them, because I, like, for example, in my time of being with a woman with kids, I was able to teach them how to play chess. Now, like, especially the 2 younger ones, they love playing chess, especially the young boy. He plays chess with his like college friends and shit like that. And he's really good at it now and all this type of shit. I taught them how to fucking sell candy at school and show them how to use spreadsheets and, pay attention to which candy sells more. And, we're going to go back to BJ's and buy that candy and sell more and only buy the candies that sell decently. And this, I showed them business and hustle and shit, to where even the younger daughter, she got into, now she sells baked goods and shit like that. So she knows about, retail and how to sell shit and so on and so forth. So, and all of them are successful. All of the young children, all of the children of the woman I was with are successful young people in the society right now. And I feel like I played a big part in that, or some type of part in that. You understand? But again, did it put any money in my pocket necessarily? No, it didn't. You understand what I'm saying? And what makes it even worse is, since I'm not the biological father, like, I can't expect any of those kids to even put me in a fucking nursing home, even if I needed it.
Right. You
understand what I'm saying? Like, I literally just, I know a lot of people talk about that stepfather shit. It's really like that. Like sometimes being a biological father is a thankless job, but being a stepdad, based on my experience, it really is a thankless job. Right. You understand? Like, I don't like all the stuff I've been through with them kids. I don't hear from none of them kids. Like, I don't hear nobody give me a shout out on Father's Day. Nobody don't, you know what I'm saying? I hardly see them kids, you understand? Or hardly talk to them kids. Even when I shout out to them, or I see something on the internet that I think might be of interest to them, I'll send it to them and I won't even get like a reply back. Like, you know what I'm saying? When I see them, it's all good. Like, hey, what's up? How you doing? Blah, 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 blah. How you been? Blah, 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 blah. But it's so the reason why I'm saying it is because, like most other things in life, you have to find the reward in the decision to do it.
Right.
Not the outcome.
Right.
Not the outcome. You understand? Dealing with humans is a whole different scenario than dealing with money and investments. Because when you invest money into the stock market, when you invest money into a mutual fund, when you invest money into IUL life insurance, it's like you have a set expectation of, okay, well, I'm investing, I'm overfunding, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and I'm going to get something back from my investment. You understand? But the investment in humans is an investment in the choice that you made. So if you say, I made a choice to become a father, then that's your reward right there. You understand? So basically, do with it what you will. Like for me, my return on investment was being able to learn from the experiences of being a stepdad, so to speak. Right. You know what I'm saying? Learn because I learned a lot by teaching those kids what I taught them. I learned a lot. Like, shit, I learned how to play chess while teaching them how to play chess. Right. You understand? I learned more about business while teaching them how to sell candy at school and all that type of shit. You understand what I'm saying? Like, there was a point in time where the young boy was having issues, in school, and he was acting out and shit. And there were times where I would have to sit him down and have a serious talk with him. And a lot of those talks that I had with him translated into me talking shit and spitting game on YouTube right now. You get what I'm saying? Right. So what I'm saying is that the return on investment when it comes to dealing with humans, it's like the deed is the reward is in the deed. Right. You understand? It's not about an actual return on investment. Like, you invest in the stock market, you get money back. It's like the investment. I mean, the return. I guess the return is the investment, so to speak.
Mhm.
It's not an easy concept to grasp.
Right.
But it's like, I have the experience of, I'm not a father, but I still have the experience of raising kids.
Right.
And not many guys can say that. Not many, like, just to compare, Lucario can't say that, right? Because you've never actually raised kids,
right?
You understand? But I have the luxury of not being a father, but I've raised kids.
Right.
So, so I still have some type of like information to impart because of my experiences. So there is value in my experiences. You get what I'm saying? So I think dealing with kids and dealing with humans like that, or deciding to be a father and things like that, even deciding to be a stepfather, the value is in the experience of raising the child and dealing with the child. You understand? Because now I have the experience and the wisdom and the information to give to somebody else if somebody else asks. You understand what I'm saying? So I think that's like the biggest part of, having an investment with kids.
Facts.
And I like all of the points you touched on. It's crazy though, because the moral of the story is though you still invested in those kids, and in that investment, whether it be emotional, it still helped you emotionally and financially too, because those things that you learned emotionally connected to the finances to help better your situation financially at the end of the day.
Exactly.
So all in all, it still definitely goes back full circle, man, where an investment is an investment. That's a reality situation. Investment is an investment no matter what it is, whether it's kids, money, whatever the case is, whatever you invest in, just make sure you invest in the proper way. And like you said, you just get the best benefit out of the deed itself, just doing it. That's enough. But what you learn from it from that point in time on, you take that and grow from it, and that helps you out. And the investment does for himself. Yeah.
And that's right. That's the return. That's the fucking return. Because I'll be honest with you, bro. Like having a woman and 3 kids, you know what it really taught me? It taught me how to budget, bro.
Right.
like, bro. Because living how I live now by myself, I budget, but not really.
Right.
I just make sure I don't spend too much money so a nigga gonna go broke. That's really all it is at this point.
Right.
But when I was with a fucking a woman and her 3 kids, my nigga, we have to, groceries, rent, car note, this, that. Oh, the kids got activities. The kids got to go swimming. The kids need clothes. The kids need food. The kids need snacks every day. The kids need, every little thing. The kids need haircuts. The daughter needs to get her hair done. All of these little fucking things, bro.
Right.
And because of all of that extra responsibility placed upon me as a man and as a leader, it made me that much stronger. And that's where the value comes in. You see what I'm saying? That's where the value comes in. You can't fucking have kids, whether you want to be biological or a stepdad or whatever the fuck you're trying to be. Having kids, you ain't gonna get no fucking return on investment unless you like Joe Jackson teaching them niggas how to sing and dance, making sure they get a fucking record deal so you can get some return on your money. It ain't just regular ass kids. You learn what you learn based on the experience. Like you got to have patience fucking with kids, right? Because you got to tell them the same fucking thing again and again and again. That's why Lucario and myself, we be spitting game to these niggas. Listen, guys, believe in yourself. Stop pedestalizing women. We got to say that shit again and again. Stop taking bitches out to dinner. Stop doing this. Stop doing that. We got to tell them again and again and again. And all of that, like, that's where the value is. That's where the value is, because you learn so fucking much dealing with human beings, bro.
Right.
And your child is like a miniature version of you. And a lot of the mistakes that you made in your life, you now have a chance to help them not make those same mistakes and probably make new mistakes. And probably make better mistakes. But the bottom line is, all through those experiences, you're learning and you're creating value within the, you're creating value within the investment. You understand? It's the return is the investment. Right. It's almost really beautiful when you really think about it, man. It's crazy.
Now, that's real shit.
Damn, real shit right there, man.
And it's I was thinking like, for like, because like a person like myself who doesn't have kids and who doesn't want to have kids, right? I think it's interesting because, you know, it's one of those things where, and this, I'll say this, there's a lot of people that I know who have kids who've told me not to have kids.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, what is that about? But you know what I think it's about though, because I was thinking about this with just everything in the game. Whenever you're in a situation, right? You think about, or you experience the pros and the cons,
right,
of that situation, and then what happens is that the cons of the situation make you want to be in a different situation, so you don't have to deal with the cons of the situation you're in.
Right.
You know so like, right. I think a lot of times when people are parents, they're like, man, don't have kids, but they're really talking from the experience of, I wish I was you right now who didn't have kids, so I have to deal with these kids' bullshit. You feel what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. But then the pros is like, well, I still love my kids and, you know, I appreciate them and everything is great. So when it's good, it's good. When it's like kind of whatever, it's kind of whatever. So I think that's where it comes from, where it's like, you know, it's almost like when a nigga is like in a marriage, he's like, bruh, don't get married. You know what I'm saying? Because he's thinking about all the bullshit. I wish I was single like you. You feel what I'm saying? Right. But he still likes the fact that he has like a chick to go to at, you know, home to and all that other shit in some situations.
Right.
So that kind of goes with it too, where it's like, because we talk about having children versus not having children. I think it's one of those things like anything else where you have to appreciate the pros and cons, or just look at it as this is what it is. Like, this is part of it. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That's an important like aspect of it. And even vice versa, because the thing about even not having kids, like, because like me, I wish I could have kids without the cons, but that can't happen. You feel what I'm saying? like I wish I could fucking have a son and not have to like deal with the action. Like, I want all the cool parts. You know what I'm saying? That's what I want. Shit, I don't want to have to deal with the bullshit. Like, it's crazy. But again, to have the cool parts, you got to have the not so cool parts. That's exactly. the part about it that people don't get. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. You know what I'm saying? Yep. Crazy. But anything else you want to say, Rashidi, before we wrap it up?
No, man. I mean, the main thing I just want to say is that no matter what, make sure you invest in yourself. Like Miles said, invest in yourself, invest in your kids. But whatever you're investing in, make sure you actually invest in it to get some type of return, whether it's emotional or financial. They both going to help you gain both of them and optimize both emotion and financial to keep growing and keep evolving. That's what I mean.
Can't we drive?
Sure, out there somewhere.
If I do, please don't contact me. Just ignore me for the rest of my life. Like, just ignore me, bro. That will ruin my day for real.
Hey, I wanted to ask you a question, Rashidi. If you know anything about this, right?
Yeah.
Let's just say I have a kid with a chick, and the relationship goes sour, and then she turned into one of them bitter baby mama bitches that don't want to let me see my kid.
Mm-hmm.
Can I still take a life insurance policy out on the kid, or do I need that bitch's permission?
No. You can still take out life insurance because you're still technically their parents. So yeah, you can.
Hey, listen. All of my niggas out there. Because I just looked at this story about Ace Hood.
Mm-hmm.
Ace Hood, his baby moms is acting up, treating him like shit. And because Ace Hood just got married to another bad bitch. And it's then some new bad bitch. So the baby moms is being bitter as shit and not letting him see his kids. And I was thinking to myself, damn, if I was in that situation, I would still want to take a life insurance policy out on my kids.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying? So that's why I asked you that question. So any of the fellas out there, man, if you're going through some bullshit with your fucking baby moms and she don't want to let you see the kid, you can still capitalize on the kid.
Right.
Absolutely.
You understand? Absolutely. You can still capitalize on that little nigga. So do what you got to do, man. Get these life insurance policies because, you know, maybe when the kid turned 18 and then, you know, maybe at 18, you can, you know, and you have some money saved up in a life insurance policy, you could, you know, split it with the kid or help the kid in some type of way, or, you know, use that money to help mend some of the, you know, the broken connections between you and the child because of the mother and all that type of shit, you know. So it's one of those, you know, silver linings on a dark cloud. You feel me? So yeah, man.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, guys, make sure you guys go to rktappraisals.com. Make sure you guys do that and get that shit cracking. The number is 973-420-5028. All right. So what did these nuts say? Okay, this is the last question. It said, do you still need your kid's social security number if the bitch won't give it to you? What?
Of course, yeah, of course you do. You need that, right? Don't you? You need that to do the paperwork.
Yeah, you need a social, but the reality situation is, though, you can get that information. You are the parent. It just takes actual legwork. You still could go to Social Security building, all that type of stuff, because you're still the rightful parent.
Right.
You just, as a male, you're just going to have a lot of harder times. People tend to not believe that, oh, you're being responsible. It's just going to be harder. But you do have the right to can obtain those things. It's just a lot harder. That's all it is.
Okay, facts. That's what's up.
Right. So, guys, we appreciate y'all tuning in. We will holler at y'all later. Peace. We gone. We out.